Fury, Chisora, let's talk about that first. Obviously, there's been a lot of opinion on Chisora, how the fight should have gone, shouldn't have gone, etc., etc. What was your thoughts as the fight was playing out?
Well, I want to go a bit before that. I said the fight shouldn't happen. And I love Chisora. I've known Chisora for a long time. He invited me to his gym many years ago before I was anything. So I've always got a lot of love for him. And because of that, I didn't want to see the fight because I knew what we saw was how it was going to play out, right? I mean, I was there for Chisora Pulev. And that was a hard kind of slog. So I thought, okay, if he's in there against the number one heavyweight on the planet, it's going to be difficult. After the first 30 seconds, you could kind of see how it was going to play out. I actually thought that Fury didn't even really go through the gears with him. Like Fury could have. We know how good Fury is. And I thought Fury was almost letting him off the hook a little bit. And in the end, it should have been stopped a bit earlier. I thought Don Charles in the corner maybe should have stopped it after 6 or 7. Because, look, we know Chisora's not going to knock him out. He's not going to outbox him. So in my eyes, I was thinking, okay, look, this is going to be difficult for Chisora. So look, I want to see Chisora pack it in. He's done so much for me. He's entertained me enough. Like all the Dillian White stuff, the Fury stuff, the Usyk fights, the Parker fights. I've been entertained enough. I don't know if you saw that image when Coogan went into the dressing room and it was Tyson Fury talking to him and Chisora can't even eat the burger. His jaw's all broken up. And I'm like, what more do you want to do? You're a millionaire. You've sold out arenas. You've done pay-per-views. You've now done stadiums. What's the want? You're not going to become a world champion. Unless something crazy happens, you're not. So call it a day. Everyone's like, oh, he needs to go out with a win. Why? Why do you need to go out on a win? Like, you don't. You fought in front of 60,000 people, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against the number one heavyweight on the planet. That should be the perfect way to say, you know what? I'm done. So look, I'm not happy that he had the fight, but he had it. But hopefully that's it now with Del Boy. Hopefully he can hang up the gloves and go and live his life and enjoy his money.
What do you make of, because Spencer Fearon did an interview the other day and he basically suggested that Don Charles knows him better than anyone and basically defended the fact that he wasn't stopped.
No, look, I love Spence. And, most times, 90% of the time I back what he's saying. And I saw that tweet that he put out with a video as well. And I'm like, no, it's not the case. Like sometimes when someone knows someone like that, it's even more difficult. And I felt like Don's an experienced trainer. Don should have pulled him out. And look, I get it. Chisora's hot-headed. A bit like Wilder, when Wilder got pulled out by his trainer after the second Fury fight. But you've got to save someone. And you can see, he knows him in the gym. You know he's got nothing in there, in the locker, to beat Fury. He actually landed a couple of overhand rights, done nothing. Bounced off Fury's head. And he could see that Fury, I don't want to say playing around with him, but he could see Fury wasn't really going through the gears, so just pull him out. What's the problem? I mean, you've got to wait for Victor Loughlin to say, okay, enough's enough. You should have done it. So no, I completely disagree with Spence. Obviously, look, he knows Don Charles well, but it's not a case of if you've not been in the corner, you don't know, you have no say on it. That's almost like when people talk about, if you've never boxed, don't talk about it. It's wrong from Spence. So nah, he should have been pulled out a couple rounds earlier. 100%. When you know it should have been pulled out? When Chisora got pulled by Victor Loughlin, he didn't even complain. And Chisora would kick off. Didn't even complain. In fact, he said, I can understand why the ref did it. So if he can understand why the ref did it, then it should have been okay for Don to do it as well.
And interesting thoughts there, Ade. The other subject I want to speak to you about is Anthony Joshua out in the States again. I think Eddie confirmed the other day that he's looking to change his training team. I've seen a bit of a response online. People are obviously kind of flabbergasted as to why it's happening again. Your thoughts on the whole reasoning behind it? Yeah,
strange. Obviously, look, we were in Saudi together, and although Usyk beat him again, and it's funny because it was probably the same score as the first fight, I thought AJ boxed better. Honestly, I thought he boxed better. And in my head, I was thinking, a couple more fight camps with Robert Garcia, and you never know. I've always said that AJ should have been in Oxnard, California, with Robert Garcia in his gym, and then I think you can get the best out of you. So it surprises me again that we're now switching trainers. So what we're going to do now is going to have to unlearn everything from Robert Garcia, unlearn everything from Rob McCracken, and then go again with another trainer. Robert Garcia is a good trainer. I'm guessing it's more than just it not working with Robert. I'm guessing there's just arguments behind the scenes. Just maybe they haven't got in sync. But yeah, it makes no sense for me. I think Robert's a good trainer for AJ. I saw a much more aggressive AJ this time round, and that's what I want to see. So now we just go shopping again for another trainer. Your third trainer in 3 fights. It makes no sense. The only, I guess, blessing is if it is a Dillian White fight, I think AJ runs through Dillian White, so maybe he doesn't need to be 100% AJ to beat Dillian White. But all this chopping and changing of trainers makes no sense for me. Makes no sense at all.
Are you not buying the notion of he's looking to learn the game? Can he still learn at this age?
No, not really. I mean, let's be honest, you can't. I remember many years ago when Ricky Hatton switched trainers. He trained with Floyd Mayweather Sr. and tried to change his style. And then he got knocked out by Manny Pacquiao. You can't change because you're always going to revert to type when you get hit. And he's going to revert to type. So for me, you can't change. I get the idea of maybe going to gyms and soaking up information from people, but you've got a good trainer there in Robert Garcia. This is a guy that has ticked a lot of boxes. I know everyone started saying he's never trained a heavyweight world champion. You don't need to. He's a good trainer. He speaks well. I've interviewed him before and I thought it was a good fit. Obviously AJ thought it was a good fit. That's why he chose him. All of a sudden, it's not a good fit just because you lost to Usyk. So yeah, I don't know about it. For me, stick with him, but obviously not. He's decided to go elsewhere.
Judging by AJ's Snapchat, it looks like he's been working with Virgil Hunter and he's now with Ronnie Shields. It doesn't look like he's been to Riverside with Robert Garcia. Your thoughts on them three names and the fact that you didn't see Robert?
Dude, we had all this before. Do you remember all this last year when it was like AJ was spotted with this person and that person? Like, okay, who's AJ going to choose? I love AJ. AJ's my brother, but there seems to be so much drama now with an AJ fighter or an AJ trainer. It's just frustrating. Like, it's frustrating for me that he only fights once a year, once every 14 months. Now it's the trainer stuff. I think he's come out before and said he wants to get in the ring, but there's a loads of things outside the ring that's preventing him from getting in the ring. As much as I had a little dig about Fury, at least Fury's in the ring fighting. I don't want to see Fury Chisora, but at least he's fighting. I feel like AJ, we just don't get to see him enough. So, I don't know, man. Regardless of who he goes with, the decision needs to be made now. Whether it be Ronnie Shields, whether it be Virgil Hunter, whether it be anyone. I heard Buddy McGurk's name being brought up. That's going to be awkward with Dillian White. So look, whoever it is, just get the trainer and let's see you in the ring in March. Because right now, honestly, with this trainer situation, you're thinking, is he really coming back in March? You know what I mean? Like, that's like 14 weeks away. Is that really happening? So I don't know, man. Just disappointing.
I do appreciate your time, and now they've got a football game to watch, so I want to let you crack on.
Yeah, we've got England to watch. Don't get me wrong, half Nigerian, fully Nigerian. So, yeah, I'm interested. Nah, come on, I'm very interested. Come on, England. Ish.
Top man, thank you.
Cheers.